Your grid from your source is general in nature. It's love, it's sureness, it's certainty, it's well-being. In other words, it's just, and it's strong, powerful. So here it is, and see it as sort of like a shaft of light coming up from your feet. That might be a good way to picture it. This energy stream, this core grid. And let's say that you're unhappy about something, so your grid isn't clicking in. In fact, it's bouncing off. Or you're uneasy about something, or you're remembering a past experience that wasn't pleasant, or you're worried about not being prepared for something. So you're not allowing it. But then you sleep. And when you sleep, you stop offering a vibration. And when you stop offering a vibration, your grid comes into alignment. And when you awaken, there you are back in your power till you remember what happened. And then you sleep again, and you come back into alignment with your core vibration. And then you wake up and you remember, got to go to work. Toys are all over the living room. And then you learn how to meditate. You quiet your mind. You stop thought. And as you stop thought, you stop resistance. And as you stop resistance, you come into alignment with who you are. And you don't really know what you're feeling, but you're feeling this detachment and this power, this really general. And in doing so, you've adjusted your vibration. Now, you're probably going to get back into your day, and you're probably going to get out. But every time you chill, every time you relax, every time you meditate, every time you acknowledge what this feels like to be in alignment, it makes it easier for you to get there next time. Easier for you to get there next time. Until you begin to create, establish a pattern of vibration that is non-resistant. And as you establish this pattern of vibration that is non-resistant, now all of the things that you've been asking for in perfect timing flow just like water flows downhill right into your experience. And as they flow in, you begin to catch the momentum of those. Really, what we want to say to you, we think it is one of the most profound conversations that we've ever had. What we want to say to you is the only thing you ever need or want to focus on is focusing yourself out of and into alignment. And use the simplest of tools. Pet your cat, put your feet in the jacuzzi, lie on the beach, lie in the sun, go get a massage, listen to music that makes you feel good. Do anything that you can do to relax yourself out of resistance. And as you practice that place of non-resistance, your grid will fill in with all of the components of all of the things, that all of the goal setting, all of the reaching, all of the things that you have been previously believing were your work to do. Did you hear what we just said? Yeah. Your only point of focus is preparing your grid. And the filling of the vortex into the grid will be all of the specifics and all of the wonderful things. People will come, you'll have conversations, you'll become animated, you'll all want to talk at the same time. The ideas will keep flowing. It just gets better and better. Your energy gets higher. You recognize your power. You come to understand your true knowing. You begin to feel the fullness of who you are. You get tuned in, tapped in, turned on. You begin to recognize the beauty in others. In your alignment, you feel happy about where you are. You see the beauty wherever you are looking, because in your alignment you are not able to see otherwise. Your words come out of your mouth at the perfect time, and others are uplifted by the things that you say. In other words, really, friends, it all takes care of itself. All of this goodness and all of this advantage and all of this wholeness and all of this help that you're wanting to offer to others becomes just second nature. It happens to you because you did the only thing that mattered. Jesus said, the meek shall inherit the earth. And that's what he's talking about. The aligned, the non-resistant, the non-agitated, those who are allowing the natural well-being that they were born with to be the basis of their experience. And then the specifics that you've carved out begin to flow in. We told you this story of creation in a lot of different ways. And we said to you that you were source energy before you came into this physical body, and that larger part of you still is. And here you are in this magnificent body, exploring the variety for the purpose of stimulating you and us, you and source, to a new idea of what could be an improvement beyond what is out here on this leading edge. And so you have relationships and associations and experiences that cause you to ask for things that you have not experienced, and in many cases that no one has experienced. In other words, you're asking, you're taking thought beyond that which it has been before. And that thought is preceding you in vibrational form, and the source within you is recognizing that as the new thought and is holding true to the vibrational nature of that new thought, knowing that it won't just be a thought unrealized, that it will be a vibration that is realized in full manifestational form in time. But right now it is a vibration that exists, that source is reveling in. And then as you, since you've already done the work, you came, you sifted, you sorted, you knew what you didn't want, you knew what you did want. Now, rather than turning to the specifics of what you're asking for, you stand in reverence to the perfection of who you are, in appreciation to the earth that you live on and the people who surround you. You look for reasons to love, and you find reasons to praise and appreciate. And you be as specific as you are able to be, but the bottom line is you want to feel good, and you want to feel good so much that you withdraw your attention immediately from anything that doesn't feel good. And as you find what does feel good, then that beam of light comes up from the core of that which you are, shines through you, and gives you a leverage of attraction beyond that which most anybody that you know around you is experiencing. Your point of attraction becomes so significant that only those good things that you have established and identified and put into your vortex then begin making their way into your experience with such precision, with such timing, with such humor, with such fun, with such abundance, that those who are watching you want to know what your secret, what your miracle is, what's happened to you. How is it that you stand as someone who is not apparently trying very hard, who is happy and looking for fun and experiencing so much good momentum? How would you explain it to them? You have to tell them what happened. You have to tell them, oh, I explored and I identified, and there was plenty that I wanted that I didn't have. But I found that when I focused upon the absence of what I wanted, I felt so bad I just had to stop doing it. So instead, I just chilled out. I just trusted. I trusted in my goodness. I trusted in my wholeness. And I looked for evidence of that. And the more evidence of well-being I found that I focused upon, the more well-being came to me, until I have this avalanche of well-being that is mine. I sleep only because it seems practical from time to time. But the goodness is flowing so much that, to tell you the truth, I would like to stand in complete awakeness at all times, to just observe the new path of well-being that is flowing into my experience. And they might say, well, how did you get there? You say, it wasn't easy at first. At first, I worried about things like everybody else. But what happened to me somewhere along the line is that I became convinced that goodness was what I was supposed to experience, and that somehow I'd carved it out. I had focused that into being. And then I discovered that in my letting go of struggle, that in my yielding to well-being, even when it wasn't evident, that as I let that be my focus, to feel for well-being even when it wasn't evident, that it made its way to my experience and became so evident and so obvious that now everyone sees the well-being of my being. We've enjoyed this interaction more than words can explain, and we've been way out there on the leading edge. We want to compliment you on your willingness to sit and listen to us talk incessantly about the laws of the universe and about the emotions that move through you. We know for sure that as a result of your willingness to just listen, that your vibration has been moved to a different place than it was before we had this conversation. It only takes 17 seconds of non-diluted focus in order to shift vibration, and you have been giving far more than that. 68 seconds of holding yourself in a vibration of well-being will shift your vibration, your point of attraction, dramatically enough that that grid must fill in, and must fill in today. So we're looking forward to the evidence that you will discover of this energy shift that has taken place as a result of this conversation. You could be unaware of law of attraction. You could have never heard of Abraham or the teachings of Abraham. You could not be making any effort to focus yourself into the things that you want. And you could live happily ever after, because it is the nature of this time-space reality that you live within. In other words, you don't need to know this in order to live well, and nor do the people around you. But you are deliberate creators. And there is nothing more exhilarating for deliberate creators than to get your thoughts around what you can specifically do, how you can specifically mold the energy in order to get the results that you want. Because creators want to explore and decide and define the newness that you're reaching for. And then deliberate creators want to find a way of vibrationally allowing that which you've asked for. And nothing is more delicious than then allowing the universe to surprise and delight you in all of the ways that it will. It is our desire that as this grid fills in, and it will, it is our promise to you, that as it fills in, that you take note of the important part that you play in this deciphering process. We want you to feel happy about who you are, and pleased that you have come to decide and to ask anew. We want you to feel the appreciation that Source feels for you in the part that you play here. If it were not for you out here on this leading edge, thought would not move beyond that which it is. That's big. If it were not for you participating with one another, you would not be creating vortexes that would be the nucleus or the starting place of the generations that are being born. If it were not for your willingness to explore the contrast and reach toward that which is new, there would be no expansion of the universe. In other words, the part you play is important. But not one of you said, I will sacrifice my joy to play this important role. Not one of you said that. And when you get back to the basics of caring about how you feel and reaching for these general feelings of well-being, you will be rewarded as you have intended to be with the manifestations that you have carved out of this time-space reality. Yes, of course, future generations are going to benefit mightily by your participation here and now. But you are supposed to benefit too, and now. And there is no joy that is greater for us to experience than your conscious acknowledgement of your alignment with that which is us. When you feel that joy radiating through you, we want you to know that what you've discovered is a path to the momentum of the joy that we all feel for you. And when you get there, stop and revel in that just a little bit and acknowledge the good job you've done of getting out of the way and allowing the joy that is natural to you. We spoke a lot of words here today, and you heard almost all of them. We moved a lot of energy here today, and you felt a lot of it. The energy moved significantly here today. It might be leaving you feeling a little like you've had a workout. But what's coming in the next few days, watch for it. It is our promise that it will be evident to you. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain stubbornly, joyously, expectantly, decidedly, emphatically, determinedly in the vortex.